The Glasgow Clan ended last season 6th in the league standings, with 53 points tied with Dundee, and just 1 point behind the Flames in a hotly contested race for 5th. They had an unusual year, not participating in the Challenge Cup, and starting league action weeks after the other teams had got going. Couple that with a new coach in Malcolm Cameron, and just coming out of the COVID seasons, it made for a tricky year. This season they will be looking for an improvement, a return to a usual schedule, and with Cameron settling into his second season, they will be looking to make a statement. Before we get started, let's briefly mention a couple of notable departures. Losing Shane Starrett was a surprise to me. I did think he was going to stay for another season, but opportunities elsewhere have proved too tempting. Playing 53 regular season games for them, with a 3.2 goals against average, and a 90.8 save percentage. He played well but not an irreplaceable performance. There has been quite a lot of turnover on the blue line, with Cody Saul, Brock Bukeboom, Mikko Vainanen and Tim Shoop just to name a few all moving on. There has been a similar turnover in the forward group, losing Colton Yellowhorn to Coventry. Those 45 assists will be missed on that top line. Another notable loss being second-line center Guillaume Gauthier, who found a real goal-scoring touch, putting up 20 goals in 55 games. The captain Dyson Stevenson also moves on, along with Glasgow Clan legend Matt Haywood. So how have they done replacing all these players and constructing their 2022-2023 roster? Let's take a look at their lineup. This is how I have their lineup. As always, take this with a pinch of salt. We don't know who will find chemistry with who, and lines can often change dramatically. Starting in goal, we have the tandem of Zack Driscoll and Ty Taylor. Liam Stenton returns likely on the third pair, looking to get some more time on ice and further his development, and I have paired him with Colton Waltz. Lee Toth I have as the second left-shot defenseman paired with Bhutan, who makes his return to the elite league. Mitch Jones had a fantastic season last year and will no doubt be the number 1 D-man. I have him paired with Kevin Massey, who should allow Mitch Jones to flex his offense. On the forward lines we have 2/3 of that top line returning. We know Mathieu Roy and Nolan Laporte play really well together. With them I have Steve Mcparland, who will no doubt bring some real offense to that top line. On the second line I have Steve Dixon down the middle, who should really thrive with perhaps a slightly reduced role, but still a really key guy in that top 6. I have John Dunbar on the second line. By his standards he had a bit of a down year last season, but I think a change of scenery and a top 6 role should see him return to form and find the back of the net. Left wing was tricky, but I have Jordan County with him getting a top 6 role. I think he is ready to take that next step offensively, and with Dunbar perhaps finding some chemistry from their time in Guildford together. However, I could see those two actually on the third line. It just depends on how Malcolm wants to deploy this roster. On the third line I have Gary Hayden down the middle with Gabriel Chabot and Craig Peacock on the wings. Chabot comes off a high-scoring season across the pond, so I could see him and Peacock being on the second line and Dunbar and County moving down, but we shall see. And the fourth line of Jordan Buesa, Harry Ferguson, and Brad Kennedy. So let's now take a closer and look and see if this team can be a contender this year. I think the biggest question mark facing this team is the goaltending. Signing 2 goaltenders who have a combined 4 games experience at the pro level is an interesting move, and not something we typically see in this league. Most teams usually opt for a veteran goaltender who they know what they can expect from them. Zack Driscoll comes out of a very prestigious program, and looks to be an excellent goaltender, with a long list of personal awards throughout his career. And in his short time at the pro level in 3 games he has put up some decent numbers. He is coming in to be the starter, and at just 25 years of age will be one of the youngest starters in the league. Backing him up is Ty Taylor, who is 23. Again, he comes from an excellent program in North America, and will be looking to make a statement in his first year pro. They both look very talented, but we are stepping into unknown territory for both goalies here. I am really looking forward to seeing Liam Stenton's development this year. He only played 38 games last year but was a real steady presence on that blue line, and played well defensively. I'm not sure how much offense there is, but in a third pair role I think he will do well. I have him with Colton Waltz, who will play his first full season with the Clan. When playing and developing a young defenseman you want to pair him with someone who is solid, and who can make up for any mistakes, and I think Waltz is that guy to bring Stenton along. Bhutan has been rather controversial, and I have heard quite a lot of Glasgow fans not too happy about this signing. We know he can bring a level of offense to the blue line. We saw it particularly in Coventry. He obviously has some gaps in his game, but with the right coaching I think he can still be a good player in this league. I have him with Lee Toth, who I am really interested in seeing this season. At just 24 he is still really young, but has a really big frame standing at 6 feet 4 inches, and 190 pounds despite that he can really skate and put up big numbers in Eerste Liga last season, with a massive 12 goals in just 30 games. Couple that with 18 assists and you have a really intriguing player, making that left side really strong for Glasgow. On the top pair we of course have Mitch Jones, who I think had the best season of any defenseman last year. With 16 goals in just 45 games, his shot is elite, and coming in at almost a point per game. He will be running that top power play again and we will see what he can do in a regular schedule and in Challenge Cup action. I have him with Kevin Massey on the right. We didn't get to see a lot of him last year, only playing in the back end of the season, but we saw enough to know what he can bring. I thought he would be returning to the Panthers after a good showing, but the Clan managed to get him. I think with his toughness and size but also his underrated offense I think he will make a really good pairing with Jones, allowing him to play his game to the full. Mathieu Roy returns on that top line, and we know what he can do with the puck. Putting up 33 goals and 58 points in 53 games last season. Playing with Nolan Laporte will be something he has become accustomed to. And no doubt a big reason for Laporte returning playing at almost a point per game last year as well. Playing down the middle of that top line is Steve Mcparland, who was the blockbuster signing of the off-season. He comes off a couple of massive seasons in the Italian Alps Hockey League. Last year putting up 26 goals, and 37 assists, for 63 points in just 38 games. Lifting the league trophy in the 2020-2021 season, and also being the league's top scorer that year. He could be a real game breaker for the Clan. Steve Dixon makes the move up north from the Cardiff Devils, being their top line center for the past few seasons. At age 36 he is in the back end of his career, but I think still has a few good seasons left in him, and in a second line role he should perform really well. We know he has the offense, but he brings that real all-round game that is crucial to a second line center, and he is excellent in the face-off dot. On his wings I think will be Jordan County and John Dunbar, bringing the pair of ex-Flames players back together. John Dunbar is due for a bounce-back season. That is not to say he had a bad season at all, but he will be looking to bring his offensive production back up to a point-per-game player if he can. Jordan County is not typically a top 6 player, so I could see County and Dunbar being third liners for sure, but I think there is more offense with County than we have had chance to see, and I wonder if a top 6 role playing on the wing of a guy like Dixon really helps him find a shot. Gary Hayden I think is an excellent under-the-radar signing. He makes his pro debut this year with the Clan and will be looking to make a statement. A true left shot centerman with an offensive touch is not a bad thing to have on your third line. Gabriel Chabot just came off an excellent season in the East Coast Hockey League, putting up 50 points in 72 games, which is much higher than anything previous in his career. He is young at age 26, but I do wonder if last season was an outlier or was it his breakout season, proving he has real scoring ability. He will be one to watch for sure. Craig Peacock played center most of last season, so I could see him down the middle with Hayden perhaps on the wing, although I personally think Peacock will do well on the wing. He is a veteran in this league, and we know what he brings: leadership, penalty killing and depth scoring. The fourth line is interesting with a couple of young GB forwards. Harry Ferguson is listed as a centerman although we didn't see him play down the middle last year. Is he ready to take that step, or is he more suited to the wing, perhaps moving a County or a Peacock down the lineup to play center? We need to see more from Jordan Buesa. There was a time when he was looking like he could be a really solid bottom 6 option, and although he does bring that hard-working playing style, and that penalty killing ability, his offensive production has not been where you would want it to be. You don't expect many goals from your fourth line, it's not what they are there for, but Cameron will be looking for Buesa to take a step this year. I do wonder if he was rushed into the league. At just 22 years of age he has 218 Elite League games played. So far in his Elite League career he has 5 goals and 7 assists, for 12 points in 218 games. Brad Kennedy is listed as a right winger, and looks like he has a good shot. He is the type of player I could see move up the lineup, with a Jordan County or a Craig Peacock moving down to make room for him. In review, I like this team. Are they ready to really move into those top 4 spots usually held by the arena teams? That I am not so sure. Their goaltending looks promising, but they do have 2 unproven commodities. How will they fare at the pro level? I do have some question marks on the blue line. Can Stenton take that next step? Can Bhutan be reliable defensively? And can Mitch Jones follow up on his outstanding season last year? The forward group looks strong down the middle, and even on the right wing, but I do have question marks on the left wing. Can an aging Mathieu Roy, Craig Peacock, Jordan County and Jordan Buesa on the left compete with those top teams? I personally expect them to be more competing for the 5th and 6th spots with the likes of Guildford, Coventry, and Dundee. But I am happy to be proven wrong and really look forward to seeing the Glasgow Clan take to the ice. For more hockey content all season long, please like and subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for watching.